Hi, I am Balaji Chippada and welcome back to my channel. In continuation of our series Python for Data Science, in this video, let's learn about typecasting. I know the word typecasting might be a little bit too complex, but trust me, it is not at all complex. Let's take an example. Let's say you defined a string variable in which you passed a value as 50, which is enclosed in double quotations, which is a data type of string. Now you want to add 50 more to your data type. Will that work? No. Python will throw you an error saying that you cannot add string and integer. So what do you do in that scenario? That is where typecasting comes into picture. You can convert your string of 50 into an integer of 50 by using an int function. After you converted that string into an integer, you can do your mathematical operations by adding one more 50 to make it 100. That's how easy it is. Now, without any delay, let's get started with the code. We have two types of data type conversions. One is implicit and the next is explicit. We already learned about implicit and explicit in our previous videos, right? Implicit basically means you don't need to define or declare from which to which you are converting to. If it is an explicit conversion, that means you need to define explicitly from what data type to which data type you are converting for. Now let's understand implicit data type conversion. In this example, we have x equal to 5, which is of integer data type, and y equal to 2.8, which is of float data type. And we'll be printing both data types as well. And if I do result equal to x plus y, which is an addition of these two numbers, what will be the data type of result? Please let me know in the comment section below. For now, let's execute this. So initially x is classified as int data type and y is classified as float data type, but the result, which is the addition of these two data types, turned out to be a float. Here Python implicitly defined or declared the result data type as float. This is what implicit data type conversion is. You might ask, why float? Why not int? By default, Python will convert the data type in which there is a minimal data loss. For example, y equal to 2.8 is a decimal or float number, right? If I convert this into an integer, it would be 2. That means we are losing the information of 0.8, right? That is why Python choose float over integer data type conversion in this scenario. Now we have explicit data type conversions. We call them as typecastings as well. Let's take this example, number equal to 50, which is of string data type because this 50 is enclosed between double quotations. And if I do print num plus 50, it will throw an error, type error, because it cannot concatenate string and integer. The type of the num is class string, and you cannot add an integer to a string. That is what this error says. Now I can convert this string into an integer by using a function called int. And if I do the same operation right now, it will give me an output of 100 because let me print the type of num right now. It will be integer because initially the num is a string data type, but we used a function called int and we converted that string into an integer. This is what typecasting or explicit typecasting in Python is. Here is another example where x equal to 5.6, which is a float data type, and we are converting it into an integer. Now let's execute this. We have converted 5.6 into a 5 and it is of class int. So can I do this conversion? Integer of 10a. 10a is included inside a single quotation which is of string data type, and if I execute this, this will throw an error called value error because 10a is not classified as an integer, right? Even if you convert it. So we need to convert only the compatible values from one data type to another data type. Now let's understanding data typecasting using data structures. We have z equal to 42, which is of integer data type, and we want to convert that into a string. You can use a function called str. The type of string z will be a class of string. So we converted integer to a string. Now let's say I have a string which is my name Balaji Chippada in a single quotations enclosure. Now I will convert this string into a tuple using tuple function. And tuples are basically starting and closing with parentheses like this, and we have every element delimited by a comma, and even the space is considered to be an element inside a tuple. And we have b, a, l, a, j, I, and all the elements from the string converted into a tuple. Now let's convert the same string into a set. We know sets can only hold elements which are unique. There will not be any repetitions inside set. So if I print the output, you can see that there are no repetitions inside this value or inside this element. That is what a set is. So we successfully converted a string to a set as well. Now let's convert string to a list by using a list function. And it will be the same output as tuple, but the enclosures will be a square brackets because this is of list data structure. If you have any doubts so far in this session, please let me know in the comment section below. Now let's create a tuple in which we have three elements, out of which we have integers, and then we also have a string value as well. And let's convert tuple into a list by using a list function, and we can successfully do it. And let's create a list, and let's create a tuple out of a list. We can do this as well. Cool. Let's say I have two numbers, a equal to 1 and b equal to 2, and I want to create a complex number out of it. Then there is a function called complex, and you pass 1 and 2, it will print the complex number 1 plus 2j. This is a complex number. Let's say I have nested tuple, like inside tuple I have tuples as the elements as well. Now can I create a dictionary out of a tuple or nested tuple? Yes, you can definitely create by using a function called dict operator, and it will create a dictionary for you by using keys and value pairs from each element inside a tuple. Nice. And then I have a parameter called value, in which value is 1, and if I use a function called bool, it will return me a true. If I use the value as 0, it will return me false. By default in Python, 1 is treated as a true and 0 is treated as a false. If I want to convert a string to a list, I can directly pass a list of the string that you have, and it will return you the list. See, that's how easy it is to do typecasting in Python. This is not at all a complex topic. In this video, we have learned how we can convert data type from integer to string, string to integer, tuples to list, list to tuples, tuples to dictionaries, and a lot of other data type conversions. If you have learned something in this video, please hit that subscribe button and click that bell icon to get notified daily. And let's meet in the next video. See ya. Bye bye.